guys, welcome back to our stream. You're here live with us with
Hi.
Drea and Momo. We're coming to you live and direct with that nice, juicy content. And today we have a really good topic for you. We're going to be talking about Ahmaud Arbery and his court case and what's going on right now. And I'm going to turn over to Drea. She's going to fill you in on some background information.
Hi guys. So today we're going to be watching a video about the Ahmaud Arbery case. Right now the case is on trial. His alleged killers are on trial. That is Travis McMichael and his father Gregory, and also the man who is the neighbor of the McMichaels who videotaped the encounter with Arbery, William Robbie Byron. Okay, so on February 23rd, 2020, Ahmaud Arbery, a 25-year-old Black man, was fatally shot after allegedly jogging in a neighborhood near Brunswick in Georgia, United States. Arbery was being pursued by 3 white residents, Travis McMichael and his father Gregory, and also William Bryan, who followed in a second vehicle. Okay, so basically they approached him after the incident. They were saying that they thought that Arbery was involved in some robberies in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So after the shooting death of Arbery, turns out that these 3 white men were not arrested. It wasn't until the video of the encounter was released and it went viral on Twitter and on social media altogether when they actually issued an arrest for these 3 men. So that's when they actually issued an arrest for these 3 men. It wasn't until 74 days after his murder that the arrests were made. Okay?
Wow.
What we're presently about to watch is the son of Gregory, who is a former police personnel. He was actually following Arbery at the time as well. So the son is now on trial. And you will hear the prosecutors asking him a couple questions and stuff. And we'll see exactly what we get from that. Okay, so we could proceed to the video at this time. And
All right, let's do it.
definitely. So it's said to note that he did have 3 gunshot wounds that he sustained from the incident. That's Arbery.
And at the end of Burford, you and your dad both got out of the pickup truck, correct?
When he turned and started running down Burford, when he was away, when he was not a threat, if he wanted to be a threat and he was going past that, yeah, I got out of the truck. Yes, ma'am. When he turned and running away, is when I got out of the vehicle.
Why in the world would Mr. Arbery be a threat to you?
Because of when I asked him what was going on and recognized that it was the guy that I saw on the 11th, and Mr. Albenzi pointing and everything going down, and realized that it is him, and then how he reacted when I shined the lights on him on the 11th. He acted like he did not want to be. He was obviously caught sneaking through the front yard. He was obviously where he was supposed to be, where he hasn't been several times, and then he reaches into his pants like he has a gun, and I took that as a threatening gesture and walked in the house. Now it's the same guy on the 23rd that I've just pulled up to that turned out my father was correct. People pointing down the road, the same scene that this happened 12 days prior. And yes, there was a possibility that he may be armed with that gesture, but he didn't show me that, and he started running down the road. I was no longer under a threat if there was to be one, so I got out of the vehicle after my father got out of the vehicle to see what was going on and watching.
So when you first pulled up to him, very first time, you confirmed it was him, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You testified under oath to this jury that I'm not going to chase or investigate someone who is armed. right?
That's correct.
And yet you want this jury to believe now that he was a threat to you, okay, and that you perceived him as a threat, yet you continued to chase him down Burford.
I didn't know if he was a threat or not. He never reached in his pockets, and I wanted to see what was happening. I figured I could talk to him at this point, or getting up to him on the second point.
But hadn't at this point he demonstrated not once, not twice, but 3 times he did not want to talk to you.
Which when I'm at the stop, when I stopped the boat.
Right, because you pulled up to him once, he doesn't want to talk to you. You back up, he doesn't want to talk to you. You pull down Burford, your dad's yelling, cut him off, cut him off. And all of a sudden, he runs back, he doesn't want to talk to you. That's 3 times he's demonstrated to you that he does not want to talk to you, correct?
Yes.
He's also demonstrated he's no threat to you. He hasn't pulled out a gun.
That's correct.
He hasn't said one word to you.
He has not.
He's not threatened you in any way, verbally or physically.
No, ma'am.
No knives.
No knives.
All right. He's not swearing at you, using profanity or anything like that, is he?
Didn't talk.
So at this point, you get out of the truck, correct?
That's correct.
And you get out with your shotgun.
No, I got out when my father got out to get in the back, and then my shotgun slipped and was in the floorboard where my feet were all over it. Once I'm out of the vehicle, it was safe to, I'm not going to reach out. I wasn't going to grab it while Mr. Arbery was right there. There's no reason for it. He's run off. I'm on the side of the truck. So at that point, I grabbed the shotgun out of the floorboard and put it back on the seat.
Your dad gets out with his .357 Magnum, correct?
I didn't know if he had it on him or not. I knew he had it, but I didn't see it. He didn't have it in his hand.
So he didn't have it in his hand as he ran about 10 yards down the road after Mr. Arbery.
He didn't run down the road after Mr. Arbery.
You have a private citizen here making judgments about whether Arbery was a threat. Was he armed? Had he committed a crime? Was there reasonable suspicion or probable cause? I mean, all those things being laid on that person, and that's what the prosecutor seemed to be digging down on. Ann Bremner, one moment that struck out to me just a couple moments ago, she said, the prosecutor, who is Linda Dunikowski, to Travis McMichael, at this point, Arbery was pinned between the 2 vehicles, right? That's at one of the points right before the shooting took place. How essential is that detail to you there in terms of describing, over time, the cornering, right, of Arbery?
Right, and we had testimony in this case that he was cornered like a rat. The question in this case is, are these people acting as the law, vigilantes acting with some kind of authority under law enforcement on this basically citizen's arrest statute that existed at the time? Are they breaking the law by killing Arbery and not acting in self-defense, or are they above the law, which they're not? We know nobody is. So when you look at whether or not they falsely imprisoned Arbery, that's the felony for felony murder. The question is whether or not they could lawfully do that under the citizen's arrest statute. And guess what? Arbery didn't commit a felony. He didn't take anything from a building. He didn't intend to commit a crime within a building, within the meaning of the felony burglary statute. So that's the problem. I mean, it's kind of a house of cards, a fallacy that they're trying to say we were justified. Legally, we were acting as the law, and then therefore, when we pinned him, we were trying to hold him legally, and then when we used force, we were in a place we had a right to be, and we didn't provoke a use of force unlawfully. We were doing the right thing, therefore we acted in self-defense. The state has to disprove that beyond a reasonable doubt, and there should be a defense verdict.
And just to pick up too on something that you touched on earlier, Sarah, one of the things that the prosecutor was noting, she repeats, so 3 times Ahmaud Arbery demonstrated he didn't want to talk, that he wasn't threatening in any way, verbally or physically. He agrees, Travis McMichael agrees, he didn't want to talk. She was asking him at the time about, whether he felt threatened, and he said, no, there was no reason for it. And also talked about his gun falling out of his truck. He put it back because he felt there was no reason for it at the time, that the gun had just sort of fallen while he was driving, and he didn't want to pick it up while he was driving because that wouldn't be safe. Those specific moments, how is that laying the groundwork for, if this is obviously what she wants to do, dismantling that claim of self-defense and how Travis McMichael was feeling in those moments?
Done and done, Erica, right? Because if he didn't feel a threat, if he didn't believe that Arbery had a gun, if he was running away and just didn't even want to talk to him, How is he a threat? How is that an imminent threat of great bodily injury or death to justify self-defense? And also, to Anne's point, you have to have that felony burglary. And to the criticism that was expressed about the DA yesterday, no, I think she did a great job yesterday too, because she presented video evidence of Arbery being at this unoccupied home under construction, but that he never broke in, which is an element of burglary, and that he never committed a felony. He didn't steal anything. He didn't do anything while he was on this premises. It's unclear why he was going there. It's undisputed that he was going there, but there is no underlying felony to justify a citizen's arrest. So, like Anne said, these guys are they taking it upon themselves, maybe because he was a Coast Guard back in the day.
This is
I mean,
such a
you hear the rest of
tragedy.
that or no?
Say it again.
Did you want to hear the rest of it?
Oh no, that's fine. We pretty much got the gist of the trial, and what's being said, what's being done, pretty much.
That's what I was thinking too. So yeah, so basically they said it for themselves. He said it from out his own mouth. He did not feel threatened. He wasn't in fear of his life. There was no reason for him to hit or shoot anybody or cause bodily harm, right? There was no threat. So by means of why they did that, they have to go sit down and think hard, because he just said right there that he wasn't threatened. So
Yeah,
this case should be interesting.
they literally called the police when this was happening. The two white guys, they called the police and said, there's a black guy running down the street.
Yeah,
That was
but
what
who
they said.
cares if he's running down the street? Is he in your home?
There's a
Why
black
does
guy
that
running down the
concern
street.
you?
And
And
the
why would you
911
even?
operator was like, he's breaking in right now. He said, no, it's all open. He's running down the street. He was caught on camera the other night, and now he's here in a white t-shirt and he's running down the street. And the second call came in around 1:14 p.m. And he says, I'm out here in Satilla Shores. There's a black guy running down the street. He's like, where? The 911 dispatcher asks, where? At Satilla Shores. And the caller was like, I don't know what street we're on. The caller shouted, stop, watch that, stop, damn it, stop. I'm assuming they were speaking to the guy running, because he was jogging. People exercise and they jog around and stuff. So all he was doing is working out. And for him to be associated with whatever burglary they said that happened in the neighborhood, which according to police, only one crime happened in the neighborhood recently with an unlocked car. So the burglaries that they're describing for a construction site, the prosecutor produced evidence of Arbery at a construction site, but she didn't break into the construction site, and he also did not steal anything. So they have no proof that he stole anything. He has no weapon. He doesn't want to talk to them. He's jogging in the neighborhood, and they proceed to come up to him, start harassing him, ask him a whole bunch of questions, and eventually shot this young man and left his mother without her son. The community distraught, because this is just another example of, you can't really do a lot of things while black. You can't walk while black. You can't run while black. You can't drive while black. It's like, what else are
You
you going
can't
to
have
be
a
restricted
picnic.
to while
You
black?
can't go to function. People
You can't have
question
a
like, why are you
barbecue.
here?
To be honest, I feel like they really need to get this stuff together, because you're not safe here. It's just horrible. You're really not safe here. Being an African American in America is just like, you're not safe. And whether you're a veteran or not, still not safe. Because I've seen videos of veterans being dragged out of their vehicles with their uniform, full-blown uniform on, being pepper sprayed, being assaulted by police officers. And the fact that the police actually showed up to this Arbery scene, questioned the remaining people who were alive, which are the 3 white men who chased him down, and decided to make no arrests at all. Not investigate the case further, seeing that this had happened, you know what I mean? and them literally telling them exactly what happened. Like, we ran down the street after him, we chased after him because we assumed he was somebody who committed a burglary before and didn't arrest at all. Didn't make any arrest until 74 days later. It's just like, they weren't gonna make an arrest at all.
The thing is, why you trying to play hero? Is he coming in your house? Like, why you can't mind your own business?
That is another thing. When people feel like they are the law, you know, if he wanted to be a law enforcement officer, he should have like actually went out there and tried to be a police officer, do the tests, do the training, all of that. Instead, you have people out here, because they have weapons, they decide to be their own law enforcement.
I would say that it is what they said, white privilege.
I mean, even so, I feel like if they were saying they wanted to be peace officers, you know, and they wanted to report a crime or something that they think had happened, they could have called the police. Call 911, say that you see somebody who is possibly a suspect in a burglary, and let the police handle it. You know, let them know you see the suspect heading west down whatever street or whatever, and let the police handle it. If you see the person again, call the police again. But for you to deliberately take it upon yourself to go and play officer, go and literally take your trucks and run this guy down. And when he says he doesn't want to talk to you, he doesn't know what crime you're accusing him of or whatever the case might be. You don't have handcuffs because you're not a cop. You don't
Yeah,
have you don't have the jurisdiction or the right to even be questioning him about anything because you're not a cop.
it's like you'll be scared to like if you're a black guy, you have three white guys approach you. You're questioning what are their motives. Like, okay, what did I
Yeah.
do?
You
What
see
could
them
go
coming,
wrong?
they're running you down with 2 pickup trucks. They have weapons. One of them's videotaping. You're like, what is going on? You're gonna be freaking out too. All you're doing is jogging. So yeah, I just hope they get what they deserve. All 3 of them, including the guy that had the camera. And I mean, it's
Yes.
a good thing that he had a camera too. Like like this is the you're committing a crime. You're literally killing someone, chasing someone down and killing someone, and you're literally recording it. So with the as dumb as this dude was, right? This Byron guy, as dumb as he was out here snitching on himself, I'm glad that he did because of the video he took, that's what went viral. And that's what got people to start looking at the case with open eyes like, yo, this actually happened. They actually put the video out there thinking nothing of it. He didn't think anything of the video. He thought what they did was justified. He thought what they did was justified and there was nothing wrong with the video. And so he put that out there. And it turned out to backfire on him and them because it was now it's used as evidence. You clearly see in the video that they chased this man down. And that's the video that got them arrested. So I'm so happy for that video. It's sad that Arbery lost his life, and I'm feel so bad for his mom and his family. You know,
I just hope justice is served. And with that being said, we're gonna close out. Thank
yeah,
you guys for tuning in and watching our video. Please support us, like, comment, and subscribe down below. And if you have any topics that you would like us to cover, please send us an email at drea.momo@gmail.com. And it was nice seeing you guys and stay tuned for our next show.
yep.
Bye.
Hit us in the comments too. Hit us in the comments. Later.